Quit the struggle to find happiness. Trying too hard to be happy? Well, newsflash, you'll never achieve true happiness that way. And if you're forcing yourself to be happy, it's just not going to happen. It's like this ongoing battle. Here's the deal. Perhaps the issue nowadays is that people are putting in way too much effort. Happiness, just like any other emotion, isn't something you can grasp. It's more like an atmosphere you live in. Consider this. Studies indicate that those who solely focus on materialistic and shallow pleasures end up being more anxious, emotionally unstable, and ultimately less happy in the grand scheme of things. Pleasure is like the go-to, the quick fix that's constantly thrown at us. It's what we obsess over and use to distract ourselves. But let's be real, pleasure, although important, isn't the whole package. There's something deeper, something more profound that we're missing out on. Happiness doesn't demand lowering expectations. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The reason why people seem to be less happy nowadays is that we've grown up being told we're these special, unique snowflakes destined to change the world. Thanks, Facebook, for reminding us constantly how amazing everyone else's lives are, except our own. It's a bit of a downer, right? So, here we are, feeling like crap and wondering where it all went wrong, and apparently, it's all supposed to happen by the ripe old age of 23. Sorry, but let's give ourselves a little more credit than that. The thing is, the failure to meet our own expectations isn't the enemy of happiness. In fact, I'd argue that the ability to fail and still find value in the experience is a fundamental building block for happiness. When you shift your perspective to "there are no mistakes, only learnings," your vision begins to expand. Let's say you thought you'd be raking in $100,000 and cruising around in a Porsche right out of college. If those were your skewed and superficial standards of success, you probably confused pleasure for happiness. The painful smack of reality hitting you in the face, though? And here comes an observation. I'm not saying that having a Porsche isn't cool and that we shouldn't value money, but our inner happiness of being who we are comes first, of being happy with ourselves and not because of material things, which we also desire, which are also good, but the value lies within each one of us. That, my friends, is one of the best lessons life will ever throw your way. The whole notion that lower expectations lead to a happier life falls prey to the same old mindset. Happiness isn't derived from having fewer expectations. It's about finding joy in the journey. It's not just about having a $100,000 salary. It's about working towards it, pushing for that $200,000 and beyond. So, I say, raise your expectations, elongate your process, and imagine laying on your deathbed with a to-do list a mile long. Smile at the infinite opportunities granted to you. Create ridiculous standards for yourself and then savor the inevitable learnings. Learn from them, live through them. Let the ground crack and the rocks crumble around you, because that's how something amazing grows, through the cracks. Happiness isn't the same as positivity. You've probably encountered someone who always seems insanely happy, no matter the circumstances. Well, chances are, that person might be one of the most dysfunctional individuals you know. Denying negative emotions doesn't lead to deeper positivity. Instead, it fosters prolonged negativity and emotional dysfunction. It's a simple reality. Expletive happens, things go wrong, people upset us, mistakes are made, and negative emotions arise. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. It's the continuous pursuit of becoming our ideal selves that truly brings us happiness, transcending superficial pleasures and enduring both pain and positive or negative emotions. This is why you find some people happy in the midst of war and others feeling down at weddings. It's why some thrive on work while others can't wait for parties. The traits they embody don't align with their ideal selves, and the end results don't define those ideals. True happiness isn't found in merely finishing a marathon. It's achieved through conquering long-term goals. It's not about showcasing an awesome kid, but recognizing that you've dedicated yourself to the growth of another human being. That's what's truly special. Prestige and money from a new business may not be the key to happiness. Rather, it's the process of overcoming challenges with people you care about. Here's the kicker: attempting to be happy invariably leads to unhappiness. Trying to be happy implies that you're not already living as your ideal self, not aligned with the qualities of who you aspire to be. Because, let's face it, if you were truly embodying your ideal self, you wouldn't feel the need to strive for happiness. You often hear statements about finding happiness within and knowing that you're enough. It's not that happiness itself resides within you, but that happiness occurs when you decide to pursue what's within you. And this is precisely why happiness is so elusive. Anyone who has set significant life goals only to achieve them and realize that their level of happiness remains relatively constant understands that happiness always seems just around the corner, waiting for you to catch up, no matter where you are in life. There will always be that one more thing you feel you need to do to achieve that extra special happiness. It's because our ideal selves are always just around the corner, forever 3 steps ahead of us. We dream of becoming a musician, and once we achieve that, we dream of composing a film score. When we've conquered that, the dream evolves to writing a screenplay. The key isn't necessarily reaching each of these success plateaus, but consistently moving towards them, day after day, month after month, and year after year. Plateaus will come and go, but we'll keep following our ideal selves down the path of our lives. So, when it comes to happiness, the best advice is often the simplest. Imagine who you want to be, and then take steps towards that vision. Dream big, and then do something, anything. The simple act of moving at all will change how you feel about the entire process and inspire you further. Let go of the imagined result, it's not necessary. The fantasy and the dream are merely tools to kick you into action. Believe in the power of you, in the power of your dreams. And live wholeheartedly being your best self.